Hello, I'm Siamecat. I smell an origin story. Why is Yoshi's Island called Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island? It's a prequel!
Not Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, released on the SNES in 1995. We were all hoping for a traditional Super Mario World 2, but what we got was even better. Yoshi's Island is a completely unique take on a 2D platformer. It also made all the sense to make a game starring Yoshi, the newest recognizable Mario character. Yeah, that's something Nintendo does every once in a while. Make a 2D platformer starring a Mario character and see how it does. Yoshi is by far the most successful in this category. There was also Wario Land. Remember Super Princess Peach? Yeah, me neither. Clearly Yoshi had the highest demand here. It took until 2015 for us to get a game starring Toad, though. What's up with that? And no, Wario's Woods doesn't count.
It never counts in my house.
Yoshi's Island opens with a stork delivering Baby Mario and Baby Luigi to their parents, when suddenly, Kamek manages to capture Luigi, and the stork drops Mario. Kamek, realizing he only got one baby, sends his minions on a search party to capture the other one. Meanwhile, Mario lands on Yoshi's Island. Yoshi and his friends form a relay system to get Mario back to his brother and save the stork. The Mario and Luigi either used to live in Brooklyn or Yoshi's Island is canon debate is a long-standing one. I couldn't tell you why. It's very obvious which one is correct. Yoshi's Island is canon. What, did you think I would be on the wrong side of history? The movement is very fluid and responsive. The camera can be annoying sometimes, but for the most part it's not an issue. There are 6 worlds with 8 levels each, which is a pretty big game. Because of the relay system I mentioned earlier, you get to play as a different color Yoshi in each level. Neat. Every platformer has something that makes it unique, and Yoshi's Island is no different. Yoshi's iconic Flutter Jump started here. The Flutter Jump kind of acts as a small, slow double jump. You barely get any height for it, but you can use it continuously in the air, so it's definitely going to save you more than a few times. You can also get way more height when bouncing off an enemy for some reason. The ground pound most people know from Mario 64 actually started here too. It's mainly used to take out stronger enemies and bosses. But of course, the defining feature of every Yoshi game is making eggs and throwing eggs. Yoshi can eat enemies, like you would expect him to be able to, but you can also turn them into eggs, which can indeed be propelled.
I still haven't figured out why Yoshi uses eggs in combat, but I use Oreos in combat, so to each their own, I guess. It would be a shame if that became public knowledge.
You can only hold 6 eggs at a time, a pretty reasonable balancing decision if you ask me.
No one asked.
Aiming is really intuitive and fun, you can ricochet eggs off walls, it's used for so many things, it's such a good mechanic! When you're not chucking eggs at enemies, you're slinging them at these clouds that can do a large variety of things once you hit them. A lot of times they'll give you collectibles or create platforms. Who would have thought hurling eggs would be the main gameplay appeal? Something else that defines platformers is, what happens when you get hit? In Yoshi's Island, Baby Mario will get trapped in a bubble and you have to get him back before time runs out. This is a unique idea, and technically means you can get hit infinitely as long as you can get Baby Mario back. It's just a shame you have to listen to him screaming the whole time. Collecting stars is crucial to protecting Baby Mario. Each star equals 1 second. Collectibles that go towards 100% is yet another thing Yoshi's Island introduced. There are 5 flowers and 20 red coins in every level. Red coins do look slightly different from normal coins, but trying to find all of them is like trying to find Luigi in Mario 64. Flowers are usually rewards for completing small puzzles, or finding a secret path. Not only do you need to find every flower and red coin to 100% a level, but you also need to finish it with 30 stars. This is the ultimate test of skill for some levels. If you found at least some flowers and the roulette lands on one at the end of the level, you can play a minigame to get some extra lives. These are also completely luck-based, but it's a neat feature. And now, the question you're all asking, is Yoshi's Island worth 100%?
No.
Now is a good time to mention the levels are much longer than your average Mario game. Longer levels are only a problem when you'll inevitably have to replay many of them multiple times to find everything. For 100%ing every level in a world, you'll unlock some more levels. Normally, I'm an advocate for being able to unlock this much extra content, but it's just not worth playing every level 2 or 3 times. But that's not to say the level design isn't fantastic.
Lost Levels has always been known as the one Nintendo game with bad level design. If there's a second one, I'll open a bottle of carbonated water in my face.
For the most part, every level is fair and unique. This is Nintendo we're talking about here. While the goal is still to get from point A to point B, the level design is much more open-ended and exploration-based. This is of course mainly due to the amount of collectibles. There's something hidden around every corner in this game, it's impressive. The exploration-based level design also helps give the Yoshi series more of an identity. However, the quality peaks in World 5 and plummets in World 6. Okay, not really, but there are 2 levels in World 6 that could have benefited from, not being included. The very long cave and the deep underground maze. We already have a problem from the titles alone. These concepts just don't come to mind when I'm thinking of fun level design. As a general rule, these sorts of levels don't belong in platformers, or really anywhere for that matter. We have a painfully slow and boring auto-scroller, which again, is this some kind of cruel and unusual punishment or something? And then there's a confusing maze. With level design as open as this, there's eventually going to be a maze level or two. Something a lot of Yoshi games have, but no one seems to talk about, is the transformations. There are short sections in some levels where Yoshi will turn into one of a few different vehicles. These sections add a bit of variety. It's not the most memorable part of the game, but it's still a great addition. The music is still amazing, despite there being so few songs. The 2 overworld themes and the athletic theme are iconic. The underground and castle themes fit the game very well, and who could forget the final boss theme? It's way ahead of its time, and defined what a final boss theme should be. Bosses in 2D platformers are something you either get right or you don't. It's very possible to make great boss fights about jumping on its head 3 times, but the most creative ones tend to be the ones where you're the one throwing the projectiles. There are so many creative uses for throwing eggs in these boss fights, and not even every great one uses eggs. Naval Piranha is one of the best bosses. You have to ricochet eggs off the wall to hit the weak point. Though if you find this boss hard and somehow didn't know of this already, I'm about to blow your mind, so brace yourself. You can hit Naval Piranha with an egg before the fight starts on the very edge of the platform. Doing this skips the entire fight, and no, it's not even a glitch.
That's how I got this medal.
The final boss is incredible. It's very simple. All you have to do is throw eggs into the background at Baby Bowser and dodge fireballs. Heh! I just made it sound easy. It's not. The epic music combined with the difficulty and the atmosphere is what makes the theming so memorable. After defeating Baby Bowser and Kamek, Yoshi saves Baby Luigi and the Stork. And the Stork is finally able to take Mario and Luigi to their parents. It's such a good ending with a very fitting song to go along with it. I'm shocked at how well the story and overall tone of the game hold up. Every previous Mario game was a fun time, but nothing that leaves a lasting impression. Yoshi's Island feels much grander than everything that came before. Almost like it needs to be something special because it's the first game in the entire Mario timeline. Yoshi's Island may have some obnoxious levels, and it may not be worth 100%ing, but that doesn't really hold it back as much as I was expecting going into this playthrough. The moment-to-moment gameplay is still amazing overall. Yoshi's Island is as big of an improvement from Super Mario World as SMB3 is from SMB1. It's definitely worth experiencing if you have the means to play it. Which, if you have Switch Online, how convenient! You have access to Yoshi's Island and 6 other Mario games.
The Switch will never be the ultimate console for Mario games in my heart.